Another thing I want to talk about with you guys is the different combinations of foods that I end up eating in my everyday life. I decided to bring this up because it's so drastically unique to what other people eat here, at least that I've noticed compared to other Americans, and just the regular diet of my friends and everyday people. So, um, they usually irk at the kinds of combinations that I'll put together on my plate. Once we're out and dining, obviously what's prepared for me, I'll eat. It's all very delicious. But if I'm at home in my own comfort zone, I'm not gonna be exactly like making a burger or, some kind of typical American dish, mac and cheese or hot pocket. I'm gonna be, you know, putting together some borscht or something really cultural to me. It's all very nostalgic because I'm Russian born, and if you don't know anything about Russian cuisine, it's very stable. Everything is very root vegetable, like, you know, very typical things that come out of the ground. There are very few things out there. The ground produces nothing but onions, potatoes, carrots, I think like mushrooms, and you know, you have your beef, and that's pretty much it. So, borscht, if you don't know what that is, it's basically a beet soup that you throw in basically into a vegetable broth, onions, carrots, potatoes, beets, and sometimes beef chunks on the bone, and you're gonna get this brothy soup. And what freaks out Americans the most is that you add sour cream to it. And you usually don't think of adding dairy into a soup unless it's a cream-based soup to begin with. But this is basically a broth with a dollop of sour cream on top, and that really freaks people out. So it turns into this pinkish color. At first it was this bright purple beet color, and then you add a little bit of sour cream, and it's like bright pink. And that really humors me because, this is the country that invented like blue soda or green ketchup. It's like food dyes, yeah, that's okay, but natural colors, well, that's a little too freaky for me. So I'm a little bit skeptical and I laugh about it. Some other things that Russians are into, you would find a lot of pickled things. They pickle everything. Usually here you think of pickled, like, a couple of vegetables or, something like that, or olives or something. But in Russia, you can pickle everything, like fruits and, meats and mushrooms. So you have, like my grandma, she loves to pickle apples and watermelon. Yeah, and it's pretty good, it's a little bit soggy and the color fades a little and you're a little bit skeptical, but if you love to experiment with different tastes like sweet and sour or salty and sweet, this might be for you. It's not that bad, really. You just wouldn't generally think of it to begin with. In fact, it's not even Russian. A lot of countries and cultures love to pickle everything. Also, Russians have a thing for yogurt and, fresh farmer's cheese. And they add it onto everything. You usually wouldn't think of adding, like I said, to soups, that are salty, because somehow, dairy and something salty wouldn't go together. But it's not that bad again. I personally stick to adding it to carbs, so something like cereal and, a buttermilk or plain yogurt, or fresh farmer's cheese with fruit. It's a breakfast thing for me. That's what I associate it with. But you'll see that very frequently in Russian culture on everything. So yeah, I think the whole thing is to stay open-minded and, try different things just for the sake of trying them, despite how they look or how they even smell. I know it's largely integrated in what you eat, but Again, you might be surprised. You might be surprised because, you know, as you might have seen, a lot of cheeses smell awful and they still taste delicious. Again, you know, personal tastes, but that's largely how it works. So, yeah, stay open-minded.